The lobby of Snowridge Mountain Resort glittered with Christmas decorations. 20-foot Douglas fir trees flanked the entrance, covered in gold and crystal ornaments. A string quartet played carols near the marble fireplace. Outside the floor-to-ceiling windows, fresh snow blanketed the Colorado peaks. I'd arrived first, watching families check in with ski equipment and designer luggage. The resort was fully booked for the holidays. It always was. Hiya. Mom's voice echoed across the lobby. I turned to see my family entering through the main doors. Dad in his camel hair coat. Mom in fur-trimmed boots. My brother Derek and his wife Amanda, their 2 kids trailing behind. My sister Vanessa, phone already out, photographing everything. You actually came, Vanessa said, air kissing near my cheek. I told Mom you'd probably cancel. Merry Christmas to you too. Dad was already at the reception desk, voice carrying. Reservation for Thompson. We have the family suite reserved. The desk clerk smiled professionally. Of course, Mr. Thompson. However, I should mention that's been upgraded to our presidential lodge. Compliments of management. Upgraded. Dad's chest puffed slightly. Well, we are platinum members at several resort chains. Mom joined him, leaving me standing with Vanessa. So, Vanessa examined her manicure. How long are you staying? Through New Year's. Her eyebrows rose. That's like 10 days here. Do you have any idea what this place costs? I'm aware. Derek did the math. With the holiday premium, rooms are $2,000 a night minimum. That's $20,000 for your stay. She looked me up and down, taking in my simple jeans and North Face jacket. How are you affording this on a teacher's salary? I manage. Manage. Vanessa laughed. Maya, you teach art at a public elementary school. You drive a Subaru with 100,000 miles on it. There's no way. Vanessa, Amanda called over. Come look at this gift shop. They have the Hermes scarves I wanted. As Vanessa walked away, Derek approached. Hey sis. Good to see you. You too. He lowered his voice. Listen, if you need help with the cost here, I can spot you some money. No judgment. Teaching doesn't exactly pay well, and I know you've always struggled with. I'm fine, Derek. Really? Because Amanda and I are doing really well. The investment firm had a record year. My bonus alone was $340,000. He squeezed my shoulder. Family helps family. Before I could respond, Dad's voice boomed across the lobby. This place costs $2,000 a night. He was staring at me now, his face reddening. How are you even affording this? Conversation stopped. Other guests turned to look. The quartet faltered mid-note. I felt my cheeks flush as everyone in my family and half the lobby stared at me. Mom rushed over. Richard, lower your voice. No, Linda. This is ridiculous. Dad crossed the lobby toward me, Derek and Vanessa following. Maya, be honest. Did you use your credit card for this? Because if you're going into debt trying to keep up with. I'm not in debt. Then how? Dad demanded. You're a teacher. You live in that tiny apartment in Denver. You told us yourself you had student loans. I had student loans. Past tense. Vanessa jumped in. Maya, there's no shame in admitting you can't afford luxury vacations. We can adjust plans. Maybe you could just come for Christmas dinner instead of staying the whole time? That would save you. I appreciate the concern, but I'm fine. You're not fine, Dad said firmly. You're clearly living beyond your means. Do you know what financial advisors say about people who... A smooth voice interrupted. Ms. Thompson. We all turned. The resort manager approached our group. A bottle of Dom Perignon in an ice bucket, carried by an attendant. He was in his 50s, impeccably dressed in a tailored suit, the kind of professional polish that comes from managing ultra-luxury properties. Miss Thompson, he repeated, smiling warmly at me. Welcome back. I didn't realize you'd be joining us for the holidays. Dad frowned. I think there's been a mistake. This is my daughter, Maya. Maya Thompson, yes. The manager extended his hand to me. Gregory Sullivan, general manager. We've exchanged emails, of course, but this is the first time I've had the pleasure of meeting you in person. I shook his hand. Nice to finally meet you, Gregory. Compliments of the owner, he said, gesturing to the champagne. Your usual Dom Perignon 2012. And I wanted to confirm, should I prepare your penthouse suite, or would you prefer to stay in one of the lodges to be closer to your family? The silence that followed was absolute. Dad's face had gone completely white. Mom's mouth formed a smile of surprise. Derek actually laughed. A short, confused bark of sound. Vanessa's phone slipped in her hand, nearly dropping. The penthouse is fine, I said quietly. Thank you, Gregory. Excellent. I'll have your bag sent up immediately. He turned to my family with professional courtesy. The Thompsons, I presume? Miss Thompson mentioned you'd be joining us. I've taken the liberty of upgrading your accommodations to the Presidential Lodge as well. 3 bedrooms, full kitchen, private hot tub. Compliments of ownership, of course. Compliments of... Dad's voice cracked. Ownership. Gregory's smile didn't waver. Sir. Miss Thompson owns Snow Ridge Resort. Actually, she owns all 7 properties in the Cascade Mountain Resort collection. I report directly to her. You could have heard a pin drop. There must be some mistake, Mom said weakly. Maya is a teacher. She teaches art to children. I do teach art, I confirmed. 2 mornings a week at Lincoln Elementary. I volunteer. Volunteer. Vanessa whispered. Gregory checked his tablet. Ms. Thompson, the architect, sent over the final renderings for the new spa complex. Should I forward them to your email, or would you prefer to review them during your stay? Email is fine. I'll look at them after Christmas. Perfect. And the Jackson Hole property, they're requesting approval for the $4.5 million kitchen renovation. The proposal is in your suite. I'll review it this week. Gregory nodded. Wonderful. Please let me know if you need anything. Your usual staff preferences are already noted. The chef knows you like the vegetarian tasting menu, and we've stocked the penthouse with those organic teas you prefer from that little shop in Boulder. As he walked away, my family stood frozen. Dad found his voice first. Own this resort? This one and 6 others across Colorado, Utah, and Montana. The Cascade Collection. We specialize in luxury mountain experiences. But how? Mom's hand went to her throat. Why didn't you tell us? I tried. 3 years ago at Thanksgiving, I mentioned I'd made an investment. Dad told me to stop playing with money I didn't have and focus on getting a real career. The memory hung in the air. Derek was scrolling frantically on his phone. Holy. Maya, you're listed as CEO and founder of Cascade Mountain Resorts. Forbes estimated the collection's value at $890 million. $920 million as of last quarter, I corrected. We acquired the Telluride property in September. Amanda grabbed Derek's phone, staring at the screen. This says you started the company when you were 24. You've been running a hospitality empire for 7 years. 8 in January. Vanessa's voice came out strangled. But you drive a Subaru. You live in a tiny apartment. You dress like a teacher? I finished. As I am a teacher. I love working with kids. The resort business runs itself with excellent managers like Gregory. I spend 2 mornings a week doing what I'm passionate about, and the rest of my time I manage the company remotely. The apartment, Mom said. You said it was all you could afford. I said it was perfect for what I needed. It's a studio near the school. I also own a house in Aspen. That's where I actually live. The apartment is convenient for teaching days. Dad sank into one of the lobby's leather chairs. This whole time, you've been, and we thought. You thought I was struggling because I didn't fit your definition of success, I said, not unkindly. Investment banker, lawyer, corporate executive. Those were the careers you valued. Teaching wasn't prestigious enough. Building a business from the ground up didn't count because I didn't brag about it. We could have helped, Derek said. With startup capital, business connections. I didn't need help. I worked 3 jobs during college, saved $50,000, bought a failing ski lodge in Summit County, renovated it myself, and turned it profitable in 18 months. I used those profits to acquire the 2nd property, then the 3rd. Each acquisition was strategic, self-funded, and successful. The desk clerk approached hesitantly. Mr. Thompson, your lodge is ready. If you'll follow me. We walked in silence through the resort. Past the restaurant where I'd personally designed the menu with our James Beard-nominated chef. Past the spa where I'd sourced every product from sustainable suppliers. Past the ski rental shop where I'd insisted on maintaining a program that provided free equipment to local kids. At the Presidential Lodge, the clerk handed Dad the key. Enjoy your stay. Again, compliments of Ms. Thompson. As my family filed inside, struck silent by the floor-to-ceiling windows showcasing the mountain views, the stone fireplace already crackling, the Christmas tree I'd had them set up in the corner, I hung back. Gregory appeared at my elbow. That went well. Did it? They know the truth now. That's what you wanted, isn't it? I watched through the window as Vanessa photographed the lodge's interior, as Derek examined the gourmet kitchen, as Mom touched the fresh flowers I'd arranged to be delivered. I wanted them to see me, I said quietly. Not their idea of me. And now we'll see if they can handle the reality. Dad stepped back outside. For a moment we just looked at each other. The teaching, he finally said. You really love it? More than anything. Those kids don't care that I own resorts. They care that I show them how to see the world differently through art. His eyes grew wet. I'm sorry. For assuming. For not asking. For making you feel like you had to hide this. I didn't hide it, Dad. I just stopped trying to prove myself to people who'd already decided what I was worth. Mom joined us on the porch. The Christmas tree. You remembered I loved Douglas fir. I remember everything, Mom. I just don't participate in the competition anymore. Vanessa appeared, her phone clutched in her hand. Maya, I need to apologize. The things I said in the lobby were honest, I finished. You all thought I was failing because I chose a different path. Maybe this will teach you that success looks different for different people. Derek emerged last, his children beside him. Aunt Maya, the lodge is amazing. Can we go skiing tomorrow? I smiled at my nephew. Absolutely. I'll have the ski instructors meet us at 9. Free lessons? Derek asked, that familiar calculation in his eyes. Derek, I own the resort. Everything here is free for you. But that's not the point. Then what is? I looked at my family, my judgmental, loving, complicated family. The point is that I built this because I wanted to create spaces where families make memories, where people feel welcomed and valued. I don't need you to be impressed. I need you to understand that I'm happy. The teaching, the resorts, the choices I've made, I'm happy. Mom reached for my hand. Can we start over? This Christmas. We can try. As the sun set behind the mountains, painting the snow in shades of pink and gold, we stood together on the lodge porch. My family was processing, adjusting, probably still calculating the numbers. But for the first time in years they were seeing me. Not teacher Maya who disappointed them. Not struggling Maya who needed their help. Just Maya, who built an empire while teaching kids to paint. Who drove a Subaru because she liked it. Who chose joy over status and still ended up with both. Tomorrow, I said, we're going to have Christmas dinner at the resort's main restaurant. I'll introduce you to my staff, show you what I've built. But tonight just enjoy the lodge. Enjoy being together. They nodded and one by one went back inside. Gregory appeared with my luggage. Your penthouse is ready, Miss Thompson. Thank you, Gregory. One more thing. Make sure the kitchen sends hot chocolate to the lodge. The kids will love it. Already arranged. As I walked toward the penthouse elevator, I looked back at the presidential lodge. Through the windows, I could see my family gathering around the fireplace, finally starting to relax, finally starting to see beyond their assumptions. It wasn't the Christmas I'd planned. It was better.